Hey everyone, how's it all going? So it's Friday, it's day 5 of our reset program. I hope you are all going well. And if you're not going well with it, that's okay too, because it's all about us learning. And I want to just talk about that for a little bit. But I will mention, I will be making or showing you what I'm putting in my smoothie, just a different recipe. I'm adding an ingredient that I don't hear very often that people use at all. So I'm going to introduce you to that today. But before I go into that, I just want to quickly go back to that concept of your routines and your habits. So how your behavior is, dictating or making those choices for you when it comes to your food. What's your behavior around food, I should say. So I want you to think a little bit further and deeper into that whole idea, because we're here for 30 days doing this reset program, but it's really about changing things for your lifestyle. Okay, so more long term. So it is something that you do have to tackle a little bit. All right, so and sometimes it can bring things up too, and that's why we're here to support you. And Nadine talks a lot about how our mental health can also come into play with those decisions that we make. And Clarissa talks about our movement. That also comes into play as well, to how we're feeling about our bodies and what we're doing. So I want you to go into your behavior, have a think about what have you felt comfortable about during this reset program to date. We're on day 5. And what haven't you felt comfortable about? Like what routines have put you off a little bit, or what has actually been good? So ask yourself those questions, talk to your coach about them, open up and speak about it, if you can, because I think that will help you, just to start to tackle them and dissect them a bit and see where you're at. And I'm just going to use a little example. I don't want to go too far into this because everyone's situation is very different. But I'll just tell you a little bit with myself is that I always have an issue with snacking. I tend to snack a lot, and sometimes I snack to the point that I don't even have to have the meal anymore because I've snacked too much. And I say to myself, Jesus Christ, and I just sometimes can't stop. So that's something I've had to work on, and I've noticed a shift with it, but it's taken a bit of work and a bit of working it through, and even going back to when I was a child and how I snacked then. And how that healthy snacking has turned into me as an adult, taking it that extra step and becoming an unhealthy snacking habit. So I've learned to go back there and try and work out what was going on there. I went backwards a little bit yesterday. My mum made this beautiful, fantastic Italian pizza, homemade, that she does. And it was for the family, and I was going to have, I said to myself, you know what, I'll have a piece when I go home. I'm going to make a nice, we've got a soup that we had ready, and I was going to have it with that. That was my idea. So I was going to treat myself to that. That's fine. It was just a piece. And I brought it back in the car. And what do you think I did when I was in the car with this pizza? Just sitting there. It was actually cold because Mum had it in the fridge for me. So it wasn't even at its best, but I still snacked on it. So by the time I got home, I'm like, Jesus, I sort of felt like I went backwards a little bit. And I'm doing the reset with you guys. I'm here teaching, trying to teach and help you guys. So habits are not, it's hard, they really take a hold of you. But one thing I did do is I didn't let it get me down. And that's one thing I want to emphasize on. It's all about learning. Don't ever feel bad for making a decision that you didn't want to make. Just think to yourself, okay, where did that come from? Don't ever feel bad about it, okay, because that's not going to help you. Just learn from stuff, that's all. And eventually you'll be making decisions without even thinking about it. That's the whole idea. That's where we want to get to eventually. So the rest of the night, I had my soup, ended up having a nice tea. I didn't let it take over, which in the past I probably would have. So they're little things that you can work on and work out where you're at, all right? So I just wanted to talk about that, and I will keep bringing these little things up because they're important, and habits are hard. They're there. They really hang around. I want to talk to you about that. Now, I made a smoothie today, and I want to share with you what I put in it. So I'm not going to make it in front of you. You guys know what's in the smoothie. Or how to make it, I should say. So this is what I did. So I've put some vegetables in there. So I put a handful and a half roughly of spinach. I put a zucchini in there. So that's an ingredient we don't see very often in a smoothie. And the thought of it, it's probably like, why would you put that in there? But trust me, it's great. I guess it's not as, there's probably more water in spinach, so it sort of thickens it up a little bit. Oh, there is a bit of water actually. You do get a fair bit of water. I shouldn't say that. You do get a fair bit of water in zucchini, especially when you make zucchini fritters. You notice that, you know, when you put the zucchini, you start to prepare it and shred it, a lot of water does come out. So you imagine that's also going into your body. But spinach has also got there's a lot of water content in fruit and vegetables as well. So I put half a banana in there. And then when it came to my seeds, I did some sesame seeds. I just put maybe about half a tablespoon of sesame seeds. Make sure you like the smell of it. If you like the smell of it, you're going to generally like the taste of it. It's got a bit of a nutty, obviously a nutty sort of flat taste to it, which I love. And then I put some chia seeds in there. I put about a tablespoon of chia seeds. What I love about chia seeds, it's sort of a newish food. I've always known about chia seeds, but I've never used them that often, but I've been doing it more regularly. So chia seeds they've got a lot of omega-3s in them, and they actually swell and soak up the water. I think you guys would know this. So they swell, they become like a gel. So it actually thickens up your smoothie quite a bit, which is really nice. So I add that in there. And I also added some pecans, which are, where'd they go? I've lost them. Oh, here they are. All right, so I added just about, you know, that much pecans in my smoothie. Then I put in about 300 mils of almond milk, and I've got it in the fridge. I'll be 2 seconds. And that's pretty much how it came out. So I already mixed it. So it's just a beautiful light sort of green colour, and it tastes fantastic. And just a little tip too, if you like the sensation of chia seeds, you can just sprinkle them in there as well, and they'll go through, they'll actually thicken it up even more, and then you'll get that jelly sort of sensation if you like that. Okay, that's only if you like it. I do, so you can do that. Yeah, so play around with your smoothies. Please share your recipes as well. I would love to see what you guys are doing, because I will try anything. I love it. But this tastes really good, so that's why I want to share it with you. Now, also remember when I spoke about diversity in your food. Diversity in your food is great for your gut as well, in creating a larger diversity in your gut, which is good for your microbiome, to create good bacteria. I went to the Vic market and I bought so lots of fibrous food, yeah? So I went and bought some Chinese broccoli, I think that's that one there, but very similar. And I bought another Chinese vegetable called, I've gone blank now. Anyway, so I'm going to use them in my soup. So yeah, try some different things. Get out there and create that diversity. It's good for you. If we keep doing the same vegetables, the same thing all the time, that's what happens in your body as well. It's the same thing all the time. So we need to create a bit of that diet, because you don't know. Your body might respond really well to a new vegetable, and you might feel great with that. So you've got to, give things a try. Another big thing I wanted to also add is carbohydrates. So a lot of vegetables that we put here, a lot of what I put here have got carbs in them, but they're all good carbs, complex carbs with fiber in them, which is what we want to put in our body. Now, if some of you are getting rid of gluten in your diet, you might not be obviously won't be having any wheat. There are other sources that you can have, and that actually have some good source of protein, and that's quinoa, all right? So I buy the black grain and the white grain of quinoa. So that's a great food to add. If you have a look in our Arbonne recipes, they actually do a smoothie bowl with quinoa in it, and they do oats, but you don't have to do that. Yeah, so, or you can get gluten-free oats. And also, what else did I want to introduce you to? It also comes in puffed quinoa as well. Sometimes I'll add that to, I've made a beautiful slice. We're going to be introducing some recipes for them later, and you can add some quinoa puffs in that as well. There is so much you can do. I'm learning as I'm going as well, so please, post up your smoothies. I'd love to see them. Enjoy your weekend. I hope that this has helped you going into the weekend. It's a long weekend. You might be catching up with friends, things like that. Go back on our videos, have a look at Clarissa's movement video. Nadine put up a great video as well for support over the weekend, if you're feeling like you need that. So, and have those conversations. But yeah, enjoy your weekend. I hope it's fantastic, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.